What's going on, my fellow nerds? It is me, Jamoka, once again from Sounds Nerdy, and welcome to The Blip, the show in which I like to cover news, highlights, events from the past week in the world of tech and video games. As always, I want to give you the rundown. I like to start things off with the Tech 5, which is the top 5 stories from the past week, counting down to the number 1 item, which will be the topic of the show, and I will dive into that topic in a little more detail, followed by what's new in tech. If there's a new gadget, new technology, or something new that happened in the past week, I am going to talk about it. It may not be new to some of you out there, but if it's new to me, I am going to cover it. And finally, but not least, what the hell? In that segment, I talk about things that are head scratching or just some funny decision or anything that happened in the world of tech. I will get into that. And without any further ado, let's get right into the news. All right, fellow nerds, coming in at number 5 this week is an article from Variety. It is Samsung to close Milk Music on September 22nd. All right, digging into this, Samsung is finally pulling the plug on its Milk Music streaming service. The company started to notify users of Milk Music that it will shut down the service on September 22nd. Samsung launched Milk Music as a Pandora-like free personalized radio service in 2014. Milk Music was part of a bigger plan to woo potential Samsung headset customers with exclusive media services. Samsung also launched a video aggregation app dubbed Milk Video and planned an expansion into additional verticals, including sports. However, Samsung's Milk Media plans were short-lived. Milk Media shut down in September of 2015, just a year after its launch. So you can see here Samsung has shut down both of those services. I can't say I won't miss this. I never even used it, but there are a ton of music sharing applications out there, music services out there. I don't really need another one. I mean, there are so many places to go get music. So sayonara to this Samsung and leave the music streaming up to the big boys. All right, moving on to number 4 this week. This is by Bloomberg Technology. Apple hits roadblocks in cutting watch ties to iPhone. The company still plans to announce a new watch model this fall, boasting improvements to health tracking. The updated versions will also be able to integrate GPS-based location tracking. Okay, while the company shipped 1.6 million watches from April to June, that was less than half as many as during the same period in 2015. So you can see there, the sales of the Apple Watches are kind of slowing. So they're going to need something new to invigorate those sales. So we will see if they announce something later this year, if that's going to do it for all you iPhone, iWatch people out there, or Apple Watch, whatever it's called. Ever since its inception, network carriers have been urging Apple to release a version of the watch that can connect to data networks independent of the iPhone. Apple had been in talks this year with mobile phone carriers in the US and Europe to add cellular connectivity to the watch. Apple executives expressed concern that the cellular models may not be ready for release this year and that the feature may be pushed back to a later generation. Alright, that's a bit of a bummer there for the anticipation of the next iteration of the Apple Watch. The source of the delay is that the current cellular chips consume too much battery life, reducing the product's effectiveness and limiting user appeal. So I can understand Apple for wanting to delay that, because Apple has been pretty good about the quality of their products. They want to make sure that it hits the mark and that their users have a great experience. And if they can't get the battery life to this point where they need it to be, I applaud them for waiting it out. So we will see in the coming months if they have anything to announce. So, all right, moving on to the next topic, number 3 this week. Another thing from Samsung, the Galaxy S8 tipped to come with 12 and 13 megapixel dual camera, new selfie sensor, and iris scanner. So this is obviously some more leaked information about the Galaxy S8. This is by phonearena.com, so a pretty reputable site that I frequent a lot. Let's get into the article. Samsung will be employing a dual camera setup for the S8 that is about to be unveiled in the spring, if history is any indication. The precise combo is said to be a 12 megapixel camera of Samsung's own making, likely similar to one that we have now on the S7, and a yet unnamed Sony module with a 13 megapixel resolution. The 12 megapixel and the 13 megapixel set will likely allow for a different depth of field focusing and low light soaking shenanigans, as all dual camera setups are promising. The front selfie is also rumored to get an upgrade in the form of an 8 megapixel sensor, and of course the iris scanning cam from the Note 7 is apparently making its way to the Galaxy S8 as well. Yeah, so I do expect the S8 obviously to have the iris scanner. I'm actually excited about the dual camera. I'm actually looking to see how that's actually going to play out in the real world. I never owned a phone with a dual camera, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how that is. So we'll keep our ears tuned for that. More likely they're going to announce this phone in the spring, as they always do. All right, moving on to the number 2 topic this week. This is by TheVerge.com. Microsoft reveals secret HoloLens processor specs. All right, Microsoft revealed most of the HoloLens specifications earlier this year, and the special HPU, which is the holographic processing unit, is designed to do most of the processing, so the CPU and the GPU are able to just launch apps and display the holograms. So like the segmentation or the separation that they have going on with their components there, is pretty good. Microsoft's special custom designed HPU is a TSMC fabricated 28 nanometer coprocessor that has 24 10 silica DSP cores. It has around 65 million logic gates, 8 megabytes of SRAM, and an additional layer of 1 gigabyte of low power DDR3 RAM. That RAM is separate to the 1 gigabyte that's available for the Intel Atom Cherry Trail processor, and the HPU itself can handle around 1 trillion calculations per second. So it's good that we're starting to see the specs of, or that we now have the full specs of this. Some pretty interesting things going on here. Seems like it will have a lot of good horsepower there. You can see here, this is broken down on the birds, a lot of the components that goes into the HoloLens here. So we're pretty excited. Hopefully one day this can become a mainstream item, but as of right now, it's still a commodity for those of you who have about $3,000 in the dev community. But hopefully one day this will make its hands to us, but we shall see. We'll keep our ears peeled for that. All right, and my number 1 topic this week, and the topic of the show, is of course Android 7 Nougat has recently been released to the wild out there. So I'm going to go over some of the features of the Nougat 7.0 here, and this is taken directly from Android's website here. So obviously the first thing that jumps out is the OS that speaks languages to you. You can bring your world to life with updated and entirely new emojis, and the ability to use 2 or more languages at the same time. So they say here there are around 1,500 emojis, including 72 new emojis that will be in the new OS. All right, scrolling down here, it says be in 2 places at once. You can have it talks about the multi-window view. Now you can switch between apps with a double tap and run 2 apps side by side. So we've seen the side-by-side apps on the Samsung Galaxy phone, so glad to see that that will be embedded in the actually Android system. So looking forward to that. Experience Android in a new dimension. It's talking about the Vulkan API here. This is a game changer with high performance 3D graphics on supported devices. You can see apps leap to life with its sharp graphics and eye candy effects. Right, anything that makes my gaming better on a mobile device is definitely welcomed. Like moving down, enjoy your favorite apps in virtual reality. Of course, we heard about this at their Google I/O, their new platform called Daydream. With virtual reality mode, Android Nougat is ready to transport you to new worlds, and this is obviously coming when Daydream will be released. Right, keeping on, right, and keeping on with a smarter battery. It goes on to talk a little bit about Doze on the go. Doze now helps save battery power even when you're on the move, so your device will still go into low power usage while you carry it in your pocket or purse. All right, so again, better battery life while I'm on the go. Love that. In addition to a lot of the ultra power saving features that a lot of the cell phone manufacturers are doing now. Hopefully that will hopefully extend our battery life, to a very long time, a couple of days even, hopefully. Stay in the moment. Android Nougat makes it easier to take action in the moment with more personalized settings and smarter notifications. So talk a little bit about some of those. You can actually rearrange your quick settings tiles so that you can get what you want faster. Also, you can actually do a notification direct reply. So you pull down your notification from the tray and you can actually do a reply right there without having to go full blown into the application itself. So that is a very cool feature. I like that. If you in a pinch and need to get a message out real quickly or respond really quickly, you can do that right from the tray. So love that. And also another feature is bundled notification. So you can see at a glance, you can see all your notifications just in one group in there, as you can see here, like that. Keeping on. More ways to make Android yours. Android Nougat opens up more ways for you to personalize your Android device. Decide how your data is used, the way you are notified, and what your display looks like. So just again, more customization. Data saver, notification control. So when notification pops up, just press and hold the toggle for that setting. There, talk about the display size for all your text and everything, icons. Again, security, of course, we all know that Android has had problems with security, so they continue to create, to do better with security. So hopefully some of these updates to the Nougat will increase the security. Seamless updates in the background. File-based encryption. So by encrypting at the file level, Android can better isolate and protect files for the individual users on the device. So good. Direct boot. So starting your device is faster and apps run securely even before you enter your password. So that is pretty good. And that is just some highlights of Nougat 7. There are still a ton more features. I just wanted to bring to you some of the more prominent features in there. If you want more information, you can actually go out there and browse and dig a little deeper into each of these. So just wanted to bring that to you. All right, and time for what's new in tech. This is by CNET. Scoop might be Samsung's itty bitty Amazon Echo competitor. All right, and this is obviously they had got this information from some documents that were submitted to the FCC. So Samsung is preparing a new voice-activated Bluetooth speaker that looks an awful like a potential competitor for the Amazon Echo and the upcoming Google Home. Right, as you can see here, that this is a tiny device that is akin to the Google Home or the Amazon Echo. We've seen Google Home just announced again at their Google I/O and Amazon Echo, which has been out for a little while. So this is another competitor into the market. It'll be interesting to see how this comes to play. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I don't know if I will ever own one, but I will, hopefully go hands-on with it one day. So looking forward to that. All right, so just keep your ears and eyes open for that. If you are in the market for a personal assistant, here's another one for you to choose from. All right, and of course, last but not least, what the hell? And this week here is another Tesla crash involving Autopilot. This is by BJR. So I'm not gonna really go into the article all that in detail, but my what the hell point is that I just wish that people realize that these self-driving cars are not as safe as they claim to be. I've seen some numbers or some reports that the rate of crashes for the Google self-driving cars is actually higher than a human driving a car. But of course, you're not going to hear that because Google's not going to let that information come out. But I did hear that and read that somewhere before. And of course, Tesla's having its issues with their cars crashing as well when you're in autopilot. So if you're somebody out there who wants a car that drives itself, be my guest. I, for one, want to control that vehicle myself. There is nothing that can substitute for human intuition. I don't want a computer driving my car, putting my life in a computer's hands. No, thank you. If you are one out there, you can go out there, be my guest, buy you a self-driving car, push the autopilot so you can do some more Twitter or texting or whatever. By all means, not me, but anyway. All right, and that is all I have for you this week. If any of these topics jump out at you, please join us and join in the conversation. Comment down below in this video or follow us on Twitter with the hashtag SoundsNerdy. On there, we do a lot of conversations as well about a lot of the topics that we do cover this week, as well as we get into video games as well. Once again, my name is Jamocha from Sounds Nerdy. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at SNJamocha. Make sure you follow Sounds Nerdy on Twitter at Sounds Nerdy. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.
I will rise to the top.